Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Asking Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Pass it on to somebody else who might like to see it, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Don't forget to stick around because at the end of the video, the very end, I'm going to read out my favorite comments. So stick around to see if maybe one of your comments from a previous video is one of my favorites. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been noticing that is extremely problematic. During this pandemic, a lot of people are experiencing a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. And I've noticed that this is having a really detrimental effect on relationships. I was talking to, let me tell you a little bit about the observations I've made. I talked to a 911 operator. She's one of my clients. And she and I were sitting there talking, and she told me she was exhausted. And I was like, why are you exhausted? And she said, in my county, we've been taking a lot of calls. So I assumed wrongly that maybe it was burglary or theft because I was thinking, well, maybe some people are getting desperate, financially desperate. And she was like, no, not, any more than usual. And I was like, so what's the spike in the calls attributed to? What are they about? And she was like, domestic violence. She was like, it's either spouses fighting each other, fighting their kids, kids fighting each other, kids fighting their parents, neighbors calling on people who were arguing. She said it was a lot of arguing, a lot of fights, a couple people got stabbed. It's stuff like that, and a lot of it, she said, is domestic violence. And I was like, wow, I wasn't really expecting that, but you're right. So she was talking to me about how people, not everybody, how some people are really irritable right now. Some people are really irritable. Some people are really depressed. Some people are really anxious. You got a number of different things going on. Some people are relaxing and chilling and enjoying this time off because they still have money coming in so they can do that. Different people are experiencing this in different ways. Some people are really scared. I see a lot of fear. So she said that she had noticed that. Then one of my clients told me that a 16-year friendship she had broke apart. And I asked her what exactly happened. And she said that she got into an argument with a friend of over 16 years because this friend keeps on posting things about the pandemic. She keeps saying that it's a hoax. She keeps saying that 5G is the real culprit. I'm sure many of you have seen these conspiracy theories. She kept saying just different things she's posting, alluding to the fact that this isn't real. And she even at one point said, some rude things about people of color, different things that she said. And they were all basically uninformed, rude misinformation. Now, my client lives in New York, and she lost an uncle. So she's a little, she's sad, she's grieving. And in the midst of her grief, she comes on Facebook, and her friend is posting all this BS every day. And not to say the conspiracy theories are or are not true. Just to say this is not what she needs right now. And I keep telling people that right now we don't need conspiracy theories. Not to say they're true, not to say they're not true, but is this really the time when we can't do anything about them? And people are terrified and you want to throw up your conspiracy theories. That's not helping anybody. So they got into a fight about it. The one that lost her uncle was grieving. The one who is posting stupid stuff posted something else. And my client says she snapped on her. She just was like, she went off on her basically. She texted her on the phone and told her she was a jerk, and they started arguing, and now the friendship is over. So she was telling me about that. Then I was online and I was going in different chat rooms like I always do. And I've noticed an increase in petty arguments. I mean, petty arguments, arguments that normally would not occur. And then in my own personal life, an associate went off on me. I posted a meme, and the meme was about trying to focus your mind and like being productive or something like that. It was something very basic. And she decided that she didn't like the meme and goes into berating me and telling me off under this meme. So y'all already know me. Ain't shit happening. So I blocked her and kicked her to the curb. And I asked myself, before I did anything, I asked myself, one, is this relationship important to you? Bottom line, if this is important to you, use your conflict resolution skills to work through this. And to be honest with you, it's not that deep for me. I really don't miss her. It was just like, she wasn't really a friend. She was an associate. And she was trying to be a friend, but I always kept her at a hand's distance, honestly, because she's done things in the past I just didn't like. And whenever somebody does small things I don't like, I don't let them come too close. I keep them back so I can see what exactly is that. Was it a bad day? Are you just a messed up person? And in her case, I realized in that split second before I blocked her, I realized this is just who she is. And this pandemic is causing a lot of people a lot of high stress and anxiety. So a lot of times when you under the gun, who you really are comes out. And I thought about other stuff that she's done. I thought about other people she's done the same thing to. And I was like, what you're not going to do, to me anyway, you're not going to verbally abuse me because you're in your feelings, because you're triggered. You're not going to do that to me. I'm not putting up with it. Your triggers, your problem. So I feel like I could have used conflict resolution to get through it, but I just didn't feel like it was worth it to me. I feel like when you look at a relationship, you have to be invested and engaging in a relationship. And I just wasn't invested, so I didn't want to do it. So I let it go. So after that happened, I was online and I saw an article pop up about some of the things that people are experiencing during this pandemic. And number 3 was irritability, anger, violence, that kind of thing. And I was like, damn, I thought about all of the stuff that had occurred. And I was like, this is because of this pandemic. People are so anxious and sad and afraid. And now some people are starting to take it out on their family and friends. They're starting to verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally abuse people that are basically their support system. And I'm like, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, when people are under stress, they do argue with the people that are around them. That is very true. But I just wanted to tell you guys, in case you're that person or you're the person being bitched at, what's really happening here. It's either that person was already in them, and now this stress, anxiety, fear, worry, depression has pushed it forward, maybe even put it on steroids at this point, because some of these people were getting along before. The energy was already there, but like even with me and the person that I'm talking about, that energy was already there. She already did several things I didn't like. This is the second time she snapped on me on Facebook. The first time I just deleted her comments and moved on. You're not going to get another chance. You're lucky you got the first one. I'm Aquarius. So she had already done things in the past that I just did not like. But notice how it maintained itself for 6 years, and then something occurs, and now high stress comes forward, and who she really is, who was underneath the surface, and we were able to make nice all this time, that person comes up. And that person comes up strong, and that person comes up abusive. And I'm just like, nah, I've been verbally abused too many times to have a person in my life that doesn't know how to control their tongue when they're angry and they want to berate you and put you down. You putting me down over a meme? So I'm like, bottom line here, this is who this person is, and now it's coming out. This stressful situation is making it come out. And it's normal to a certain extent. But what I'm not saying that the behavior isn't normal. What I'm saying is that the behavior is unacceptable. So if you find yourself a little testy, you know, if you find yourself a little irritable, that's normal. But abusing the people around you because of it is where you cross the line. You need to check yourself. And if you're the person that's being abused, you need to tell that person, yo, whoa, I'm not here for you to punch on because you're going through a stressful situation. Everybody in the world is going through a stressful situation. But we can't turn on each other and beat up on each other because we're stressed out. These are the people that you need in your support system. This is your team. So if you snapping on your team, then who's going to hold you up when you fall down? So I just wanted to put it out there to think about that. I wanted to put it out there like, yo, this is not cool, you know? And I wanted to put it out there for all of us to think about this, because just the other day, I noticed the same thing. This woman posted something that I really was not feeling. And I kept scrolling. I just kept moving because I said to myself, you know what? That's that irritability you're talking about. Leave her alone, her irritability, and let her work through it. But you don't have the right, like I said, to berate people because you're stressed. So if you find yourself stressed or upset or irritable during this time, check yourself. Calm yourself down. Talk to yourself. You know, really be like, self, you tripping. You're really tripping and you got to calm down. And if you're in this situation, somebody is using you as their punching bag, you need to let that person know that it's not acceptable. I'm not accepting people snapping on me because they're triggered. I never accept that. And I'm damn sure not going to accept it now. It's not fair to other people for you to throw up your bullshit on them. So check your bullshit. Let's all check our bullshit and calm the fuck down. Because the bottom line is that we're not going to get anywhere turning on each other. We're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to help any of these situations. It's only going to make things worse. You're going to find yourself completely separated from your support system. And then what? Then what are you going to do when you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you're upset, when your back is against the wall? What are you going to do then when you've alienated everybody that cares about you? It happens every day, but it really doesn't have to. All right, now let's take a look at my favorite comments. Jeffrey Cocker. I cannot pronounce the last name. It looks like Cockero. I think it was an L on the end of it, or it could be Cocker. I can't tell. But this person is Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey said, hey, Queen, I have enjoyed watching your channel for a while now. All thoughts are energy, either negative or positive. Imagine if everyone on earth meditated at once, sending out peace and healing energy instead of the doom and panic. This pandemic will come to an end much sooner. I agree with him 100%. Everything is energy. And that's why I keep telling people to stay positive. That's why I keep telling people to keep their minds busy. That's why I keep telling people to do these kind of things. Not because I want them to be, these cold-hearted capitalists, but because I want people to focus. Anybody who's been through any kind of trauma will tell you finding something positive to focus on will save your ass. So if we could focus on positivity, focus on meditation, focus on peace and healing, Jeffrey, you're 100% correct. This pandemic would have already been over. Now, let's see the next person. This person's name is Maria Mata. Hi, Maria. And she says, I haven't got my paycheck for a month and my boyfriend is freaking out. Yeah, I bet he is. I understand that we don't have any money, but I'm really not freaking out like he is. Totally unbothered. Okay, so she got to be an Aquarius. And then she said, I'm not freaking out because I know I'm going to get my paychecks. But he's mad because I'm not freaking out. Yeah, I talked about this in another video. I was talking about how Aquarius are unbothered. We're unbothered commonly, and people get mad at us for being unbothered. But the bottom line is that for Maria and for your boyfriend and everybody else out there, getting upset and freaking out is not going to change the fact that she didn't get her paycheck. That's not going to change that. The only way she's going to change that is by dealing with the appropriate channels, whatever that is, to get her paychecks. But freaking out, being upset, stressing out, snapping, being angry, that's not going to help her get her paychecks. As a matter of fact, in a situation like this, is going to make things worse because now her peace is gone. So your money is gone and now your peace is gone too. So in the midst of any kind of chaos like this, keeping as much peace as possible is really the way to go. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you would like to have a reading done, please email me and I got your back. I'll give you an appointment. And come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.